Welcome back, guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here with Binary Team, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you my Season 6 review of The 100. Now, if The 100 is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That would miss some more 100-rated videos from me moving forward. Now, let's begin. Now, I do want to warn that I will be getting into spoilers regarding Season 6, so if you're not caught up, I recommend you check out another one of my 100-rated videos before coming back and seeing my review. But if you are caught up, let's begin. So, Season 6 is a mixed bag for me. I didn't really like Season 5, and Season 6 kinda pushed me over the edge. If you watched any of my other 100-rated videos lately, I've been kinda saying that if it wasn't for Season 7 being the last season, I probably wouldn't be coming back for the show. And right now, I kinda still have that feeling. Season 6, to me, just felt like a rehash of Season 2. Just a different, it was just pretty much the same story. You took out the engine of one car and put it in another car. It's just the same thing. And now I don't mean that's not a right analogy, but you just take something, you put it into something else, and you hope that it's different, and it's not. You obviously, at least some people will see it's different, but to me, I couldn't, stop seeing the glaring similarities. I mean, look, we lost Monty and Harper at the end of the last season, which I'm still annoyed about. I feel like they had more story for them, and it just frustrates me that they were killed off. But then we go into this season, and you got Kane, who dies this season, and I get they had to somewhat kill him off due to the actor being in another show. However, that show ended up getting canceled, so it even frustrated me more that they killed him off, because it was like he could have remained on the show, but they killed him off, which I understand, but at the same time, I wish they hadn't. And what annoyed me more is Indra was horribly shafted, more than she was in Season 5. And to me, this just frustrated me. They woke her up just for Kane's goodbye, which even annoyed me more, because I feel like she should have been in the season more, worried about Kane, trying to do something to help Kane, but yet they only wake her up, or at least she's only seen woken up when it comes to Kane needing help. And then she's there for the last 2 episodes in the season, or at least the last episode, I think it is. And that's it. It just frustrated me a lot, because it's like you have these two characters who have a bond, and you don't have them do anything for each other. And then Kane kills himself, which annoyed me. And then you got the story with the Primes. Now, I thought this had an interesting concept, but at the same time, it annoyed me. I feel like the actress who played Josephine was a great actress, and I'm disappointed it was wasted in this, limited role, because I feel like the actress has great range, but they just wasted her as, a flashback character. So that annoyed me. Octavia got on a redemption arc. She still annoyed me this season, but it was okay. I don't know. Part of me was okay with it. Part of me, she still annoyed me. But I don't know. I did like at the beginning of the season where everybody from the arc started beating her up and pretty much put her in her place. That was good. Dioza was a really good character again this season. My only nitpick with that is she disappeared in the midpoint of the season. I think it's because the actress was on maternity leave or something like that. But I get it, but that still annoyed me. But then you got Jordan. And Jordan just annoyed me so much this season. I get it, they wanted a legacy character from Monty and Harper, but I would have rather had Monty and Harper than this guy. He was just annoying. I don't know. And then they shafted him halfway for the season, so it's like, what was the point? You introduce this character, he's annoying, and then you shaft him. And then you got him forming that relationship with Delilah, and again, this reminded me of, Jasper and Maya from Season 2. Where you had these two characters, and then, they fell in love, and, stuff happens, and the relationships, ends. But to me, this seemed too familiar. And the thing I hate about The 100 is that relationships don't mean anything in the show. I mean, these two characters met and knew each other for, maybe a day or two, and yet, after the fact, Jordan's, trying to save her, thinking, it seemed like he cared a lot more than he should have. It felt like he cared, this girl was his girlfriend. Meanwhile, he only knew her for 2 days. So even, that just seemed weird, and it just felt like they rushed certain aspects. And then you got the Clark storyline with her as Josephine. Now, I thought this was an interesting storyline. My one thing I wish kinda happened was we knew that Clark died originally due to the mind wipe. However, I somewhat wish they had followed through with that and had her permanently killed off, and then you have Bellamy's storyline moving forward. But I understand she's already in character, so you can't really do that. I just wish, or at least think that would have been an interesting thing to do and a risky move for a show to do, because it's something you don't see all the time. So doing that would have, twisted things up for the storyline. Then you got Raven, who was mad at Abby over her drug addiction. I don't know. I get what they're going for, given Raven's background with her own mom, but at the same time, it annoyed me, and I didn't like how they, stretched out for the entire season. I wish that they had gotten closure sooner off. But then you got the primes. Now, like I said, this season reminded me too much of season 2. You had Russell, who was basically Dante. You had Josephine, who was basically Cage. And then you had some, I forget the wife's name, but she was basically like the doctor at Mount Weber. It just felt like these characters were too much similar to those ones. However, I did like Riker. He was a good character. Unfortunately, he died, and you can't use the actor to the whole rebirth thing or resurrection thing. Then you got the other two primes. I think it's Miranda and Priya. They're in there, but they're kind of background. They're not important other than the fact that Jordan wants to save the girl that's now Priya, which, I don't know, didn't care much for. You had the other one, I think it's Kaylee, who died right after Josephine came back, so she was pointless. Shaw died halfway for this at the beginning of the season, so he, a good character, ends up dying early. It just annoyed me. And then you move into Maddie. Now, I like Maddie as a character. I've already said that before. However, the storyline with her, Gaia, and I think Echo this past season, it felt like the whole thing was shoehorned in. And I'm not saying it was a bad story arc idea with Shanhetta, but I think running in conjunction with the Prime storyline, I think that felt like there was too much stuff in there. And this is one of the things where I say that the 100 does better with 16 episodes rather than 13, because I feel like if they had 13, you could have easily run both these stories in conjunction with each other and not feel like they were overshadowed or rushed. And I don't have an issue with the Shanhetta storyline, but I just wish they had held off on it until maybe the end of the season and then push it into the 7th season, and that I feel like that would have been done better. I know it's coming in season 7, but I feel like too much groundwork was already laid down to the fact that it just felt rushed in season 6. And then some of my favorite stuff was the Gabriel and Children of Gabriel thing. Now, this is another part where I'm like, this is just like season 2. Because I feel like the Sanctum was similar to Mount Weber, as they saw themselves as needing to live. They're, more powerful, and the outsiders are savages. And then you got the Children of Gabriel, who even Russell refers to them as the demons, and they're, not like them. They're like, the way they're described makes them sound similar to the Grounders. So to me, they seem similar. So that annoyed me more. Gabriel was a great character though, so I did like him. And the actor who is on The Good Doctor is a great actor, so I liked him. And I'm excited to see what they do with him in the 7th season. There's things in this season that just annoyed me. I like the characters, but some of them it felt like, I don't know, just a waste of time. They should have ended in season 5. And it just, I don't know. Characters just annoyed me. And then you got some other stuff in there with, I don't know. The one thing I did like was with Murphy and Amori this season, and they had a good story arc with them, where by the end, Murphy stayed behind to help his people. The season finale annoyed me so much, because you felt like it should be this big moment, but there was really no high stakes in the finale. I felt like someone should have died, however, everybody survived, so it felt like there was no stakes in the finale. I feel like when you have a season finale, there should be some high stakes mission or high stakes, thing you're trying to do. It just felt like everybody survived, everybody's good, go home at the end of the day, we're all fine. It just, I don't know. Then Abby dies to become Russell's wife, again, another character that I was annoyed that died. And it's just continues to get annoyed. And I'm done. I'm gonna watch the 7th season. I might do episode reviews. Let me know if that's something you'd want to see. And if you want to go back and do season 6 eventually, let me know that. But it just felt to me like a waste of time and rehash of old stories and just something I didn't care for. And that's disappointing to me because I feel like, again, the show was doing okay to good early on, but these last 2 seasons, at least for me, pushed it in an area where it's like it outlived its usefulness, it outran how good it was, and should be over. And I'm glad that they are ending it, and hopefully that it ends good. But at the same time, I don't have too many hopes for it. I'm kind of hoping it turns out good, but at the same time, I don't have any high hopes for it at this point. All these characters I do like, I enjoy them, and I think that they're all good. They have good storylines. However, in the same strength, they're just not as gripping and as interesting as they once were. And the Primes should have had a good storyline, but it just, I don't know, it just, again, felt like a rehash. I did like the idea, though, at the beginning of the season, how Russell wanted to prove there's no God, and in doing so, he became a god himself. So I did like that. That was a little, cool thing that they did there. I just wish that the Primes were expanded on a little bit more, which I think 16 episodes would have done better with. Maybe we'll get to see more of that in season 7. But I don't know. There's just so much here that I thought would be good and had hope for, but it just ended up falling short and nothing happened that excited me. I mean, I'm interested to see what goes on in season 7. Maybe season 7 with a whole time travel possible thing could redeem season 6 and 5 for me, but at the same time, I don't have high hopes. Now, finally, I do want to talk about the story regarding them wanting Nightblood, because this is another story factor that made me think a lot of Mount Weather, because the Primes wanted the Nightblood so that they could have endless hosts and continue to live forever. Now, okay, that makes sense. I like that. However, it seemed too similar to Mount Weather. Mount Weather wanted to survive on Earth on forever, or at least, be able to live outside the bunker. And they needed bone marrow, so they used bone marrow from our people. And again, they drilled bone marrow from Maddie this season. It just, I don't know, story-wise, they felt too similar. These people wanted the, Nightblood. They wanted the bone marrow. Same thing to me. And you might think, oh, I'm nitpicking. I'm looking at it from a different way, looking too much into it. But to me, it's just a similarity that just seems like I can't overlook. Maybe I shouldn't be overthinking it. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let me know everything regarding season 6 in the comment section down below. Yeah, guys, that's my review of the 100 season 6. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. Don't miss some more 100 rated videos from me moving forward. As always, it's been Vision Hero Boy Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.